Everybody, welcome back to the next episode of The World is Burning. Shout out to the 26 subscribers now. Means a lot, guys. Means a lot. As you know, pretty sure the world's going to fall apart in 2024, 2025, and this YouTube channel is going to document the financial collapse of all that, and I kind of want to just pay attention as this is going on, film some videos, kind of see where the state of the world's at. Today we're going to be looking at rent prices and the crazy rent prices in the UK. Rent prices are now on average £906 a month. We're almost going to cross that £1,000 mark, and I feel like that'll probably happen early 2024. Now, if you convert that into dollars, we're already over $1,000 right now, which is not good at all. If we look at America, top 5 highest average rent states: Hawaii, California, District of Columbia, New Jersey, Massachusetts. Nothing too shocking there, all makes sense. But what shocked me was even in the lowest average rent states, North Dakota, Iowa, South Dakota, West Virginia, Kentucky, they're all almost pushing $1,000 as well. So that's kind of slightly better than the UK right now if you convert the pounds to dollars, but you're not that far behind. And then these ones are way ahead, way ahead, which would be something similar to like Manchester or London. So, okay, let's get into some videos. Once again, I don't watch any of these before I've seen these with you. Let's see what they are saying.
Okay, I want to do a video just talking about my expenses living in central London. For context, I live in a 1-bedroom apartment with my boyfriend, and we actually moved over from Australia about 6 months ago now. It's obviously going to differ depending on your location, but for central London, my boyfriend and I are paying £2,000 a month for rent. Council tax.
I actually don't think that's too crazy for London. I've heard some crazier things. It is a 1-bedroom, which might be on the slightly higher side. 2K for 1 bedroom is too expensive. We're in central London. We live in Greenwich, and that's 1.5. Oh, shit.
Okay, I want to do a video just talking about from Australia about 6 months ago now. It's obviously going to differ depending on your location, but for central London, my boyfriend and I are paying £2,000 a month for rent. Council tax is £128, which I think is a bit ludicrous.
It is ludicrous.
Let's count how many sirens there are in this video.
Paying 2K, you get sirens non-stop outside your house.
Meter, so we are charged, I think it's a yearly amount of £300. I'm really hoping that isn't like a quarterly amount, but I'm going to count that as a yearly amount for now. £300 a year, making it £16 a month for water. Gas and electricity is £128 a month. Moving on to Wi-Fi, we are paying £29 a month, which I think is relatively cheap because we don't have a router. We're actually using like a portable Wi-Fi. I'll actually just go and find it for you. There it is. Adding everything up, that's £2,300 a month for 2 people in a 1-bedroom flat in central London. Now, we're not calculating food, groceries, etc. This is just purely living expenses, like the cost of living in this particular apartment. In Australian dollars, this is about $4,400 per month for 2 and $2,200 per person.
It is.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot for a 1-bedroom flat. I wish she did a bit of a tour so we could see exactly the size and the footprint she's getting for that price. But yeah, I wouldn't be paying that much.
And impossible because rent is meant to be 25% of your pay. On Centrelink, it is 75% of your pay.
We've come to a park in the centre of...
Yeah, that's a nice tip there. You shouldn't really be going over 25-30% of your pay, your net pay after tax on housing. And if you are in that higher percentage, it's really going to stop you from saving and being able to invest in your wealth and your future. So yeah, try and keep it below 30%.
where people are gathering to talk about how hard it is to be a renter in this city.
Looked at maybe 30 places over the span of a few weeks and did not get a response from a single real estate agent.
There are people here who are full-time workers and are spending at least half what they earn on their rent.
I think that currently it's 50% of my income, which is not sustainable, and that is why I'm constantly looking for more casual jobs.
I'm working 2.5 jobs just to make it, and a couple of my other friends in the house are always also working multiple jobs.
There's no quick fix.
Yeah, leave me a comment below. I want to know how many jobs you're working, if you feel like you need to take on another one to survive. We've got a Tanga here paying 80% of my income on rent because I can't get a loan because I can't afford it. That makes sense. Yeah, that is unsustainable. There's no way you can do that for too long, paying 80%.
Tenants Victoria says the government has to intervene to cap rents and increase housing stock as soon as possible.
You know, I have some quality issues with the house, but I'm hesitant to even bring them up because I don't want to be on the bad side of the landlord.
The front door has stopped closing properly. It doesn't lock anymore. So we now have to enter through the back of the house.
It is a landlord's market right now.
Yeah, the quality of houses are dog shit right now. I think a lot of renters, they just put up with things because they don't want to rock the boat. But yeah, shout out to all Australians, you're going through it right now. Yeah, quick video there. It's kind of what I'm wanting to get going on my page. Leave me some comments below where you live in, how many bedrooms, and the size of it, and what you're paying. What you notice there is no one was paying under 500, 5, 6, 700. Got someone here saying mine's 299. Keep that forever. Keep that for as long as possible and stack that cash.
My weekly rent cost at a base level is $277, and then we have about $30 expenses, so it comes out at about $307. It's basically my student like loan living costs.
There's an ongoing myth that it's cheaper to live in Wellington than it is in Auckland, but I'm here to find out if that's bullshit or not.
Like 330.
Whereabouts is the flat?
Near Cuba Street.
At the moment we're in halls, just under $500.
320. 240 plus power and Wi-Fi. 260, 270 all up. It's a very old flat, not much in the way of insulation, so it was quite cold this winter.
275, including Wi-Fi, gets around to like 280 per week.
And do you feel that rental price is fair?
No. But for the quality of the building, it seems overpriced.
No, not even slightly. I work full-time.
Yeah, here's something to do this in the UK as well. When it comes to students, they charge you per week. I've never really understood why. It's obviously to get more money, I guess, but yeah, so when they're saying these low numbers, that isn't monthly, that's per week. So times these numbers by 4. Yeah, students get screwed left, right, and centre.
And I can barely cover it at all. So for like students in Wellington or anyone who's trying to study or trying to get a foot somewhere, they're going to have to jump through so many hoops.
You know, 240 is probably about what I'd expect as far as welly prices go. But, you know, I know people with tiny rooms and they pay like 300, 320 a week. And some of that's
daylight robbery.
Definitely not. Because I have friends out in Christchurch who are also paying a lot cheaper. Some of my mates like 160, same size rooms and everything. In Wellington, I would say it's pretty similar. Some pay around like maybe 240. I'd say the average is around 240 to 250.
It's outrageous. The prices are insane. I know people who are in really, really damp and horrible homes and they're paying $350. I feel like I've gotten lucky, and I don't know what that says about our rental market.
Shout out to the students in New Zealand, Wellington. You are going through it. That is absolutely daylight robbery. I don't know how you're surviving. It's like students make
There's
money.
one girl on TikTok, and she's like, I guess their rent was $2,500 a month, and their landlord's raising their rent to $4,000 a month.
Oh my God.
So she started a series of, let me show you what a $4,000 apartment looks like in New York City. And, you know, it's a flooded laundry room. It's, you know, all these things that are wrong with the building.
Yeah.
And, like, they want to raise the rent without fixing these things. So
$4,000 a month is $48,000 a year. $48,000 a year, and it's to rent. You're not even purchasing
that's
something.
just for the roof over your head. That's not including anything else you need.
Right.
You know, food.
Right.
Lights.
Right.
Water.
Right.
All of those things.
And furniture and clothes and, you know, just
bare necessities.
Yeah, bare necessities.
Yeah.
It's really tough. Life is hard. I feel sorry for the young kids.
One girl.
Yeah, I'm going to do a video purely on New York and just how expensive it is to live in New York. It's shocking. It's kind of like London, really, how you're going to get a little cupboard. It's going to cost you multiple thousands per month, and you should be happy that you get that deal because someone else would take that deal, and you can't complain to the landlords or else they'll just get someone else to. So it's a hell situation. We'll do a video just on that anyway in the future.
I want to talk about renting and the cost of renting an apartment here in Oakville. I have been renting a condo through a lovely couple for 4.5 years, and I pay $2,200. They are thinking about selling the property, and so I'm faced with having to find a new place. But in 4.5 years, the price of a 2-bedroom rental in an apartment building or in a condominium complex have gone up almost, well, if not more, $1,000. So I'm looking at between $3,000 and $3,800 for a 2-bedroom for my daughter and me.
Yeah, that's absolutely scandalous, and it's so unsustainable. Even if you have a good job, if you've got, before you eat, before you pay your car bill, before you pay everything else, you've got to pay £3,800 or $800. It is unsustainable. You're not going to be doing that for long, in my opinion.
Who can afford that?
Nobody.
I'm thinking, what are people doing? I'm not getting it. Does not compute.
Yeah, I don't get it either. It seems like these things are renting though at that price. So who can afford that? I mean, I guess if it's a 2-bedroom, if 2 people were renting it, going halves, but that's still so expensive.
I'm being completely radicalized by the rental housing market right now. I cannot believe that you can pay over $300 in non-refundable fees just to apply for an apartment.
So this is the new scam, and leave me a comment if this has happened to you. I saw a video, I might pull up the video and go through the video sometime. A company was breaking down how they'll have 10, 20, 30 people apply for an apartment. They add these fees on, and that is their new fee. And they don't even have to look at the application. They don't have to even progress you or anything like that. You pay $300 just to apply, and then they tell you to F off, we've got someone else. Yeah, leave me a comment if you've gone through this nonsense.
When background checks and credit checks take like $20 or something like that, and you have to have very recent pay stubs and proof of income and things like that, you could have $300,000 saved up, and if you haven't worked in the last month, you still can't get an apartment.
Yeah, shout out to William Wonka in the comments as well. Recently applied for an apartment that required income 5 times the rent. So before you even look at you, say, can you rent this? Your income has to be 5 times the rent. Like, come on now, that's insane.
The fact that you have to make...
Gonna have to stop it again. Ashley May just paid a $400 move-in fee. Insane. They're just making these fees up at this point. All nonsense, all bullshit, price gouging, trying to bleed you dry. Ashley, please leave me a comment on one of my videos. I want to speak to you.
Like 3 times the rent, the base rent, in your monthly income. There are people all across the country who make only enough money that 80% of their monthly income goes to rent. They can't get an apartment. People can't get apartments. How is this the way that things work? It's so frustrating. I'm being completely radicalized.
Yeah, he's going through it there. He's going through it. Connor, stay strong. Hopefully this market corrects itself and the companies stop this fucking bullshit.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, renting in Australia, we have just paid over $6,000 to move into this house, and the builder did not finish the wiring when the house was built. Our property manager is saying that it's actually up to us and that the property wasn't even marketed with internet, so we shouldn't be expecting internet. I guess what I should be expecting is the actual wiring that the builder was supposed to do to the NBN box out on the street. Can someone please let me know if we're meant to be doing the actual construction of the property when we move into it and pay $6,000?
Yeah, they've had you there, buddy. I'd take them to court personally. That's outrageous. The same guy has commented, guys, I can't even afford to breathe at this point. I'm calling it now, 2024, 2025. There will be a breathing tax, people. They'll say you're making carbon dioxide when you breathe out. You are going to have to pay a breathing tax. They're going to start taxing everything.
Top 3 questions to ask before renting a property. After searching for ages, you've finally found the perfect place. Right price, right location, brilliant. Hold on a sec. Do you have all the info you need to ensure this place is right for you? Knowing what to ask can be tricky, so here are 3 good questions to ask before renting in the UK. Number 1, how much will it really cost? How much will the deposit be? Are bills included? Is there a service charge? Don't forget to check the council tax band and energy rating. An A or B rated property could save you some money. Number 2, how's the water and heating system? Are you going to be huddled up in 3 jumpers and a hat all winter? It's also helpful to ask what the water pressure is like and try one of the taps. Nothing ruins a morning quite like a dribbly, lukewarm shower. Number 3, what furniture is included? What you see at the viewing might not be what you get. Is the property furnished or unfurnished? Most landlords won't have a problem with you bringing your own furniture to a furnished flat. Want more helpful tips on moving and
Yeah, these are good tips. These are good tips. But like one of the previous videos said, it is a landlord's market. By all means, ask them these questions. I don't even think they need to provide you this information these days because they'll just tell you, oh, we'll rent it to someone else who's not asking these questions. But yeah, good questions to ask.
much do you pay for rent? $1,100 a month.
Okay, if your rent has increased in the last 12 months, this tip could save you thousands of dollars. Because did you know that not all rent increases are actually valid? So here are the 3 things that you should look out for if you've received a rent increase. And the third one helped me and my other friends avoid a rent increase altogether. Firstly, your landlord or agent can't actually increase your rent during a fixed term unless there's a specific provision in your agreement, which most people don't have. That means if your landlord tries to increase your rent midway through your lease agreement, it's invalid. Secondly, if you live in New South Wales, Tasmania, Victoria, or South Australia, your rent can only be increased once every 12 months. WA and Queensland people, your rent can only be increased once every 6 months. And finally, if your rent has gone up because of market rent analysis, your landlord or agent needs to provide evidence and examples of comparable properties. If they don't show how the rent increase was calculated, then let them know that their rent increase is invalid. Because if the increase isn't valid, that money should be in your hands, not your landlord's.
Yeah, I agree with what she's saying here. Ask questions, push back. If someone gives you... I've seen things where rents go up 30-40%. I would be pushing back on that. I'd be calling them. I'd be saying, I've been a good tenant. Why are you doing this to me? And have them explain it to you. At least get them on the phone and make them cringe a little bit when they're trying to explain how they're trying to rob you.
Let's talk about intermediate rent 3 years on. If you don't know what intermediate or London living rent is, it means that you can rent for 20% less than the market rate. I rent via a housing association and each place varies. So first up, we have the good things. So the best thing is that I don't have to worry about my landlord selling up as it's owned by a housing association. I feel safe and secure. Number 2, they fix things that I think a private landlord wouldn't. I broke a light and they fixed it, no questions asked, and they also installed nets when the pigeons started nesting on my balcony again. Number 3, it was a good step after a flat share, and it has prepared me for the expenses for when I am able to buy it in 2043. My housing association also says...
Jeez, being able to buy in 2043, what's that, 20 years away? Bloody hell, I've never actually heard of intermediate rent before. Sounds interesting though.
A responsible landlord, and they even have a safeguarding coordinator. When I wasn't well, he called me up to check that I was okay, and he genuinely seemed to care. The bad things. So the flats can have less character. I miss fireplaces. I did have to provide my own fridge and washing machine. Sometimes you may have to even provide an oven. No place is perfect, but it works for me at this stage in my life. Let me know if you have any questions.
Yeah, if you're living in London, I'd definitely check out what this intermediate rent thing's all about, just because it's so expensive out down there, and if it saves you up to 20%, it's worth checking out. We'll do one more video, guys, and then we'll shoot off.
Excuse me, how much do you pay for rent in London?
£180 per month.
Can I get a tour of your apartment?
Yeah, definitely. Welcome.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
I think one of the things I like about this apartment is the way it has all this industrial...
Yes, industrial type of design is very common in New York. I do have an outdoor area. This is good. Although we spend most of our time here, just eating. And then most of the other time we spend happens here.
Oh, wow. This is big.
So I have my bedroom here. The wardrobe.
I wouldn't want to be living on a ground floor flat in London, but it looks like this guy got a pretty decent deal for 1850 in London. All this space and an outdoor area, not the worst.
Yeah, sleep time.
Let's do your refrigerator test check.
I have jollof rice.
Okay.
I have plantain.
So, are you single or you're married?
I'm not married. The thing I love the most about my apartment is that it's small,
Mhm.
chic, does everything I wanted to do. From sleeping, to chilling, to having friends over, to working. I usually get everything done here.
Well, he looks like a happy guy. It seems like he's got a nice little deal going on in London, and I hope you guys get a good deal as well. Leave me a comment below. I would really love to know where you are living in the world. What's your rent situation like? Has it gone up loads? Yeah, drop us a comment. I'll go through some of them on the next video. See you later, guys.